Here's the trap. Your RAG system can be perfectly faithful and still dangerously wrong.
That is the whole game. Faithfulness is about whether the answer sticks to the retrieved evidence. Correctness is about whether the answer is actually true in the world.
So a model can quote the docs, cite the chunks, sound disciplined, and still mislead people?
Exactly. If retrieval pulls stale, partial, or irrelevant material, a faithful answer can be wrong with confidence, and that is often harder to catch than obvious hallucination.
Which means teams that celebrate grounded answers may be measuring the wrong win.
Right. Grounded is not the same as correct. In a production RAG system, those are separate failure modes, and they create different risks.
Give me a concrete case, not the slogan.
Say your internal policy bot retrieves last year's travel policy. The model answers, meals over $50 require manager approval, because that is exactly what the chunk says. That answer is faithful to retrieval, but incorrect if the current policy raised the limit to $75.
And the user hears a crisp answer with a citation, so trust goes up at the exact moment quality goes down.
Yes, citations can increase persuasion, even when they only prove consistency with the retrieved text, not truth.
So, define the split cleanly. What does faithfulness mean in a way engineers can test?
Faithfulness means the generated answer is supported by the provided context and does not introduce claims that the context cannot justify. It is a relation between answer and evidence.
And correctness?
Correctness means the answer matches the real target truth, whether that truth lives in current policy, a database, a human-labeled gold answer, or an external source of record. It is a relation between answer and reality.
So in RAG, faithfulness asks, did you use your homework? Correctness asks, was the homework itself right?
Good shorthand. Another example, a support assistant retrieves an outdated troubleshooting article saying a timeout is fixed by restarting a service. The model repeats that exactly. Faithful. But if the real fix changed after an incident review, the answer is incorrect and can prolong outages.
That is where the power shift happens. The model stops being a helper and becomes a force multiplier for stale knowledge.
And the winners and losers are obvious. Teams with strong source governance and evaluation loops improve. Teams that only tune prompts ship polished failure.
How do you tell the two apart when you evaluate a RAG system?
Use two separate checks. First, inspect whether each answer claim is entailed by the retrieved context. Second, verify whether the answer matches a trusted reference, or whether the retrieved context itself matches the source of record.
So if the answer is unsupported by context, that is an unfaithfulness problem. If it is supported by context, but still wrong, that is a retrieval or source freshness problem.
Yes, and that distinction matters operationally. The fix for unfaithfulness might be answer constraints, claim checking, or refusal behavior. The fix for incorrect but faithful answers is better retrieval, fresher indexes, better chunking, metadata filters, or source curation.
Let's make that practical. Imagine a RAG tool for engineering runbooks.
A user asks, how do I rotate the API key for service X? The system retrieves a runbook from 6 months ago. The model gives step-by-step instructions and cites the runbook. Faithful. But the service was migrated last month, and the old procedure now breaks authentication for downstream jobs. Correctness fails, even though grounding looks excellent.
And now the cost is not abstract. You have failed jobs, incident noise, and a team that blames the model when the real bug was knowledge quality.
Exactly. If you do not separate these metrics, you misdiagnose the system. You might keep tuning generation while the real problem sits upstream in retrieval and document lifecycle.
What signals tell you faithfulness is weak versus correctness is weak?
Weak faithfulness shows up as answers containing claims, numbers, or steps not present in the retrieved material. Weak correctness shows up when answers align with retrieval but disagree with gold labels, current databases, recent policies, or expert review.
So the test set cannot just be question-answer pairs. It has to expose whether the evidence itself was enough and whether the evidence was right.
Yes, good RAG evaluation is layered: retrieval quality, evidence sufficiency, answer faithfulness, and end correctness. Collapse those into one score, and you hide the failure that matters.
That sounds almost strategic, not just technical.
It is strategic. If your product is used for policy, support, finance, or operations, faithful wrong answers can be more dangerous than obvious hallucinations because they look auditable. They win trust before they earn it.
So the real maturity test is not, does it cite sources? It is, do we know whether those sources deserve to be trusted right now?
Exactly. In RAG, faithfulness tells you the model respected the evidence. Correctness tells you the evidence deserved that respect.